What's up, Chris?
What's up, dude? What's up, Jason?
What's up, man?
What's up, guy?
What's up, everybody? This is the local pickup, and welcome.
Yeah, welcome to it.
So this is a PRS.
It is indeed.
It's a PRS SE. So like PRS makes really high-end guitars.
Paul Reed Smith.
Really high-end guitars. They have made a lower end. I hate to even say that because it's a really freaking nice guitar that they call the SE series.
This is a lower end?
Yeah, that's their lower end. Yeah,
yeah.
I know.
Oof.
And it's fantastic. It looks just like PRSs do.
Yeah,
They're beautiful.
this is what I understand a PRS to be.
Elegant looking, and all. It's got humbuckers, and then it has these two switches which split the coils of these two humbuckers that turn them into single coil pickups.
Wow.
So you're talking about like options.
Yeah.
You could have a single coil neck and a humbucker bridge, or vice versa. Or
Options
whatever.
while still being like kind of elegant and
Yes.
small and not
Yes.
like overwhelming.
They've got a unique headstock. PRS is like had to. It's interesting. Headstocks kind of are almost a
My
fashion
favorite.
statement.
This headstock design. One of my favorites for
Really?
sure. Oh, I love that design.
That's
yeah.
funny,
so
man.
I started playing guitar at the same time I was getting into like the 90s image comics boom,
Okay.
which is important and related because
Yeah.
there's something about the design of this headstock that feels like Spawn and
Oh, it
like,
totally feels like Spawn. That's hilarious.
There's something about this
That's
that feels
hilarious.
like what my first introduction to the kind of art I wanted to make.
See, to me, I didn't like it because it seemed like just small versus like the big Fender headstock
Right.
or
The shapes are 90s in a
and
good
they
way.
were slanted and it was Beetlejuicy and
I see that.
yeah.
And it is small, and nobody likes that.
Headstock
true.
size definitely matters.
Headstock size matters. Not how you use it.
But I mean, they all tune, right? But I was never like big on PRS guitars. Like I always associated him with Santana, who I feel like is one of the greatest guitarists ever. But I just don't have an emotional connection to Santana's
I think
music.
this is where I come in though, because again with Image Comics and Spawn and Savage Dragon, I am a child of the 90s, and I saw, it's so funny now to take this seriously, but Silverchair on Saturday Night Live, that like green PRS, it was this exact looking thing. I'm sure it was the high end one, of course. The 16-year-old kid or whatever he was.
Or it was that one. Who knows? Yeah.
Yeah, it was. It was definitely a green finish, but it was that like ridiculous, wild. What's the name of that finish?
Tiger stripe.
Tiger
I
stripe
call it,
thing.
yeah.
And say what you will about Silverchair, it was 3 people and they sounded massive.
Hold on, I've never said anything about Silverchair. Who is Silverchair?
They were this like Pearl Jam runoff. They were little children from Australia, but I
Okay.
saw them on Saturday Night Live, and he's playing this green PRS.
They were forced to play Pearl Jam.
They were forced to play Pearl Jam. Yeah, like they weren't playing Pearl Jam, but their sound, they were just lifting sound from Pearl Jam
Yeah.
and Nirvana.
Yeah.
But I just remember thinking it was the first band that at that age, the sound that was coming out of that guitar, and I was young enough to be like, it was just the guitar. I'm not imagining there's anything else. So I've attached PRS to that like. It's 3 people, one of them playing bass.
Oh, that's
and
funny.
then I attach PRS to that sound, and most people think Santana.
Yeah, that's what I think.
But I just think about a guy from Silverchair.
You know what I also think? So that's interesting. That's very different
It
from
was
me.
just a time in my life where I saw it, and I was like, that guitar is massive.
When I see a PRS, though, what I think of is the guys that I know that are the most serious guitar players are like,
True.
oh yeah, my PRS is my go-to.
And that's true.
Yeah.
Like the Jason who does the demos for us,
Yeah.
his right-hand guitar is his PRS.
I mean, yeah, and he's got, of course, he loves his Strat too.
he loves
I will
his
say.
Strat, but he really shreds.
He's
on
the
that
type of
PRS.
person that would have a PRS. It's
Right.
like it seems like they cater to like the aficionado of guitars.
True, and
yeah.
I don't know, but I would guess that these children from Australia who made it big in the 90s probably had some money around them.
Yeah,
I mean,
right, exactly,
The 16-year-old
yeah.
kid doesn't
Yeah. An uncle gave him- yeah,
doesn't stumble on a PRS.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a giant sound. And then I was also just, that was around the time when I started learning to play guitar, so I'm buying guitar magazines, and PRS just, when did they start, do you know?
85.
85. So by the mid 90s, guitar magazines were just full of literally all these people.
It was
being,
like the hot new thing.
It was,
Yeah.
and it was people being like, "This is the best guitar that's ever existed."
And it was the rock and hair rock and even math rock.
Yeah.
crowd, and then it went even
It's
into the kind of
beautiful.
math rock. Yeah, and then Santana just was
Yeah.
the constant ambassador of the brand.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I'll say, my all-time favorite guitarist is never going to go away is a Les Paul. That was where at that entry level for me it was like Les Paul is as good as it gets.
Right.
And no one has touched that design except for the PRS.
Well, it's funny that you say that because it has a mahogany body, a solid mahogany body, and a two-piece maple top, just like a
The
Les
Les
Paul.
Paul.
Yeah, which has a mahogany body and a two-piece maple top. So they made it from a body standpoint just like a Les Paul. They just cut it different from a
But
design
again, I love
brand standpoint.
design-wise, that's one of those things where it's not just an arch top. It's got this like bevel that
Yeah.
comes up and then it's flat and
Yeah.
it's
Oh yeah, so they were doing different things with it, and then the wraparound bridge here is interesting.
yeah,
Yeah,
the big fat bridge.
it is.
Yeah,
And I love the split coil options with these tiny little switches. Like, they don't even make a big deal out of it.
Yeah.
This is such a big deal tonally.
Yeah.
To switch your pickups from a humbucker to a single coil is a huge deal. And
It
it's
totally
just
is.
these tiny
It's the
little
same.
switches.
Yeah.
You would never know.
And that is one of the things, like I said, I just remember in guitar magazines how people talked up PRS at the time because it was just the thing to talk about. It was all about this is the one guitar you can buy that will sound like anything.
anything, yeah.
That was
yeah.
always a synonymous with
Well,
PRS.
it's cool that they made the SE series because it just allows more people to get access to the guitars. And it, apparently, I'm not a big, again, I'm not real experienced in PRS, but like, apparently the tuners are different, the hardware's different, the pickups would be a little bit different in terms of the $2,000 version versus the $800 version or whatever. But they're not going to PRS is not going to put out something that's not
Yeah,
absolutely fantastic.
that's the other association
Yeah,
with PRS. Is
exactly.
they've never caved. They've never compromised.
Yeah.
They're a company that makes high-end stuff.
Yeah, and it's got a great neck, man. It's a wide neck, so it's like for players. You know what I mean? You got plenty of room to move around.
And again, I always on the show from the beginning, it's just who I am I'm more of a visual artist, I think, at the end of the day than I am a guitar player. And so I always talk about design. But this guitar is just stunning. And it's to the inlays with the bird taking flight, the sort of animated piece of the
that's
bird.
kind of their
to this
thing.
scoop, there's just nothing like that. That scoop that comes out of the bottom cutaway, it's a design.
It's really pretty. Really, really
It
pretty.
is just a beautiful guitar.
Yeah. Well, it's a cool company, man. Started in '85, and
Just like Back to the Future, which is why I probably
I
like it.
think that's what he came back with.
He came back with a PRS.
With a PRS, yeah. And I think, Santana adopting them pretty much immediately was a huge boon. But it really has become kind of the guitarist's guitar, you know what I mean? So that's pretty cool, man. All right, so we've talked about all these options and things. Let's just play it a little bit.
But this is with, what's this doing?
When it's up, I'm not sure. Let's hear. They're either
They're
we
up
should
and it's
find
one of the
out.
two.
We should find out they're either
No,
humbuckers
it's not.
or they're single coils.
You guess at home and put it in the comments
Yeah,
what's happening.
perfect.
So versus
I'm thinking that's humbuckers, but
that's definitely feels humbucker.
let's see.
But this gets big right here.
I think that's single coil. Yeah, that's both pickups.
Yeah, that's both big. No, that's the bridge. So this is neck. Yeah, it's thrusty and big.
Yeah. Okay, so that's neck single coil, we think. So if we switch this to humbucker neck, all right, let's switch to bridge, and hold on, flipped up.
It's bright. It's really bright.
Yeah. All right, now let's split the coil. Should be like a strat. All right. Now I'm gonna go both pickups, one humbucker, one split. I'm rolling off the tone. Very cool. I wish I knew
Sweet
about
guitar,
anything.
man. You don't need to stop sleeping on the PRS. Sweet guitar.
Yeah, it is a sweet guitar, man. It can do a lot tonally. Yeah, and it's tiger pretty.
It's tiger pretty. You need to apologize to your stepdad for all the times you made fun of his PRS and give it a shot.
Yeah. In between Les Pauls,
Yeah.
he had a PRS.
Yeah.
All right, very cool, man. Cool guitar. Anyway, peace out.